I have always thought that Killer Instinct's Shadow Lab was one of the most innovative features to ever grace a fighting game, and I have no idea why it took this long for it to appear again in another title. Unsurprising, I guess, given that fighting games are so slow to evolve. With Tekken 8 finally here, we have a similar system called Ghost Battle, which in short is an AI that runs in the background, learning how you fight. The more you play, the more the AI can create a character that fights just like you. If another player in the wild fights your ghost, it'll be just like fighting the real you. Thing is, Ghost Battle in Tekken 8 not only pales in comparison to Killer Instinct, which was released in 2013 might I add, but makes no effort to innovate on what should be a standard social feature in modern fighting games. Let me refresh your memory on why Shadow Lab was so groundbreaking. If you challenge anyone's AI, or their shadow, regardless of whether you win or lose, it gets recorded and sent to that player. They can then use this to analyze how the match went, watch it for entertainment, or get revenge if they were defeated. That's right, there's a whole bounty system built into this mode, and the better the player, the more points you have to wager to fight their shadow. So imagine the back and forth this creates with not only other players, but your friends. This has been particularly fun with other players I connected with in the past, especially if we were outside of convenient time zones. Imagine being able to search for some of the biggest names in fighting game esports, and then challenging an AI-generated version of their character. Imagine using this method to train and improve your game. But here's the real kicker. One of the best ways to use a feature like this is to create a shadow of your character, and then fight yourself. You then save the outcome of every match, and as you fight repeatedly, you'll notice your own weaknesses and adapt to them. In doing so, your shadow does the same thing, making it even more difficult to defeat yourself. This is the fastest and most mind-blowing feedback loop I've ever seen to self-improvement in a fighting game, and I think as a genre, we have only scratched the surface. This should be standard, people, and to my knowledge, we haven't seen anything like it until 11 years later. So far, Tekken 8's Ghost Battle feels very inferior. At the time of this recording, none of the social aspects that I just described in Killer Instinct are present, nor is there an active way to choose whether or not you want your ghost to remember or forget your last match. Not to mention, it doesn't feel like ghosts are that good. Like in Killer Instinct, your shadow really does fight like you, provided it has enough data. I can't remember the number of times I fought someone's shadow only to be like, wow, this is really how you fight. Tekken's ghosts, on the other hand, feel like echoes of the actual player. They retain some things and not others, so defeating them is rarely a challenge. Between this and the lack of features I mentioned, there's ultimately no meaningful reason why you'd want to train using Ghost Battle. So in conclusion, we need more of this, like a lot more of this. For a gaming category that always acts like it's tapped out of meaningful ideas, I can't fathom why this isn't the standard. Racing games have been doing this for decades, and while I understand fighting games are a different animal, to me this is just another example of how far behind the curve the genre has been. That's all for today, but I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions on this topic in the comments. And if you're interested in seeing more content around how we can collectively improve the quality of future fighting games, please like, share, and subscribe. As always, thanks for watching, and see you next time.